But let me ask you in the end, Alia. I know you've had a long day, so I'm going to let you go. What would you, at 28, tell your 18-year-old self? Having lived that decade now, you look back, you're having a conversation with an 18-year-old Alia. What would you say to her?
Oh, well, there is a part of me that feels like whatever I've been through so far is resulted in who I am today, 10 years later. So there's a part of me that would not change too much. But there is one part of me that I feel even now I struggle with a little bit. And it's something that, because I'm in the film, industry, and I'm in the film business and I'm facing the camera, I think I've been very hard on myself through the years, with regards to my food and dieting and weight and the way I'm looking. And that's a struggle it's been
Mm.
constant. And everyone around me also would see it, but I would not see it. And while of course I have to be professional and I have to be correct and I have to I have, because I'm doing this as a job, I need to tick certain boxes, right? I feel like beyond a point there's a certain level at which I was almost being too hard on myself. So that's something that I would change and tell myself as an 18-year-old, 19-year-old, 20-year-old, that listen, just relax, put the effort in, but don't be so hard on yourself, because it does catch up. And it's taken me a lot of, in fact, I have I do therapy once a week, and almost like in 4 sessions, in like 3 months, I'm talking about body weight issues or body image issues.
This is
And it's
now
something that
or
I
back then? This is now or back then?
now now. I mean, back then, though, I didn't do any therapy and all. I didn't even talk about it. I would just like deal with it, but people around me would talk about it. But this is something that now also I feel in the, with the Instagram culture and editing
Mm.
images. And I think it's become so, like, I feel sometimes that I want to just tell young girls out there to just be kind to themselves and to their body, to not be hard, because it honestly does not matter in a long term, like long shot. I always say fast forward to the future, doesn't matter. That curve doesn't matter. And I'm saying this to myself as well. And it's every day I have to tell myself this. Not every day. Now I'm much
Mm.
better. Now I'm like, listen, I'll put in the effort. I'll go to the gym. I'll work hard, and that's it. Like, but I'm gonna have my moong dal halwa every now and then. I'm gonna have my French fry, because that's something that makes me happy. But I think that's one thing that I would tell myself, because I know it has had an effect over the years. It's been a bit of a struggle.
But you're actually saying that Alia Bhatt has self-image issues, body issues. I mean, can you think of what the rest of us are feeling like? And on a more serious note, Alia, how did you deal with it? Like, what did you feel when you had these issues? Why did you feel like therapy would help?
See, when I started therapy, I started it as a hygiene thing. Like, listen, I take care of my
Mm.
body, I go to the gym, I need to take care of my mind as well. And it's something that I started amidst the when we were in lockdown, because everybody was going through a hard time, and I thought that maybe this is a good time to start it. But what I discovered through those sessions, I started as a generic thing, but through those sessions I realized that I have so many issues when it comes to, and I always knew that I was a bit anal when it came to my weight and thing and all of that, because I'm facing the camera and you're constantly pressurizing yourself. That
Mm.
if people around me would kind of point it out to me, and I would be like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. And that was not like that. I feel in retrospect was like, okay, listen to the people around you. If they're telling you that you're going a bit, you know, over with your discipline, or with your obsession with your weight and the scale and the way you're looking, listen to them. Like, they have they think about you in a good way. They have your best interest
Mm.
in mind. So listen to them. And how I dealt with it, I will be very honest, Barkha, it is sometimes I would just like, you know um not lie to myself, but tell myself that, okay, no, it's all fine. You just have to do this because you have to look good, so you have to do this. So I would convince myself that this is something that I have to do. But then I realized with
Mm.
time that I don't have to do it. I have to tell myself that, listen, you put in the effort, you make sure you eat healthy, you don't starve, you eat healthy, you eat nutritious food. you give yourself the right energy, you eat as per your body weight. And with slowly with more experience, I got in the right kind of team also, that is monitoring my food in a nice way, like making sure I'm eating also, not starving myself. My coach, who's constantly telling me, Surab, that listen, people ask me how to look like you, and you are here complaining
Yeah.
about some fat on this arm and something over here. But that's normal, because I'm constantly seeing myself in the public eye. So obviously I'm going to look at the way my body is looking, even though I'm not actually someone. As an actor, I'm not looking at the monitor, I don't want to see the way I'm looking. But when I see an image, I look at that. But I've realized with time that I can't be so hard on myself. And it's something that actually I've never spoken about this, but I've realized with time, in terms of like, it can go on and on and on. And the
Yeah.
fact that I'm talking about it today means I've reached a much better place with it. And that I'm like, okay, listen, it's okay. Like, just stop it. It's just food. It's not the end of the world. But sometimes it feels like the
Yeah.
end of the world. And I because I was a little chubby girl now growing up. I grew up on only eating food, and I love my food. So people look at me and like, Alia's not a foodie, and I'm like, I am a real foodie. You don't even know, but I really hold back. I have a lot of willpower. Um, but I don't. I'm rambling now. But I guess what I want to say is that it's important to, of course, be healthy and nutritious and work out and go to the gym and and play a sport and swim and let go of those endorphins, because at the end of the day, that's what it's about, like being healthy
Yeah.
and keeping your lung capacity good and your this, but not micromanaging every little thing to the T, where if you want to eat a fry, eat a fry.